And before we start, I'm also going to make a little note here. We're going to be using something called Windows Snipping Tool, which is one of the features in Windows. And that is available through the Windows menu. If you would watch the YouTube instructional video on this, it's posted in Canvas. I did not create the video, but it's a pretty good video on how to use the snipping tool. This allows us to do screen captures we're going to be needing. So if you're not sure of how to use that or how to find it, go ahead and watch that video. The video is pretty extensive. We'll just be using it in its most basic form, but you will need to know how to use this tool. So in this first lab, we're going to be actually working with Adobe Acrobat Reader DC, which is free. And you may or may not have this installed on your device already. If you do, you do not have to reinstall it. Many devices do have it already installed. But if you don't, go ahead and follow along the directions and install that. And this is where we're going to be getting these screen captures. So in part one, we're going to get a screen capture of your installed Adobe Acrobat Reader DC software. In part two, we're going to download the lab file from Canvas, and in part three, we're going to open that file with the Reader software and get a screen capture of that. So you'll be uploading two files, which are screen captures, which you will turn in on Canvas. We're going to go ahead and start with Google and search on Adobe Acrobat Reader. And go ahead and select the DC download free PDF viewer, and that should get you to the screen here. And when we get to the screen, make sure that you uncheck the two optional offers. You can leave the Acrobat Chrome extension turned on, but do not check these two here. And we're going to download Acrobat Reader, not the Pro Trial, but the Reader, so it's the middle option. And that's now going to begin downloading. Now that the download is ready, you'll notice on the bottom there is an white bar, and that is your downloads. If you click on the section to the left, the lower left, there's an up arrow and there's an open option. So if you click on open, it will actually run the installer. So go ahead and say yes. And now it's going to begin downloading the actual software. This may take a few minutes. Okay, it's completed downloading. Go ahead and unclick this launch checkbox. And before you click on finish here, near the top here, there's an option to enable the Chrome extension. Go ahead and select that, and that'll bring you to a different screen, but you can go back to the previous screen, and then go ahead and click the finish button there. And this is going to bring you to basically an advertisement. At this point in time, you can go ahead and close the browser. Now I have just opened the Adobe Reader on this computer. I did not demonstrate where to do that because computers all have different settings depending on personal choice as to how your menus and programs are set up. You should be able to find that, however, by clicking the Windows icon on usually on the lower left, and finding it in Programs. Now when you open this program initially, you may get some messages about setting Adobe as your default application, and also possibly a option for a tour of the software. Just go ahead and close those if they come up, and this is what you'll end up with. This welcome screen here for the Reader, as you're going to see as we continue with this class, is very similar to the Adobe Acrobat Pro as well. So there's going to be some similarities between them. You'll have to be sure that you know what program you're actually using as we proceed. Note that in the top upper corner you can see that we're running the Reader right now. And we'll go later into the various capabilities of the software as we continue this semester. Okay, now we are back into the Acrobat Reader software. First thing we're going to do is get the first of two screen captures to turn in for this lab. So go ahead and open the Windows Snipping Tool and create a new screen capture, and we're just going to get a screen capture of the actual Adobe program screen, and go ahead and save that in your usual probably to your pictures folder, and call that lab 1-1 and click the save button. Okay, now you're going to download the one file that we need for this lab. It should be opening in the Reader. It's called profile.pdf. On Canvas, you should already have gone to the assignment screen or assignment page for that, and about in the middle you'll see where it says file required for this lab, and of course you're going to go ahead and click that to download it. It's okay to download that to your download folder, wherever you want, it's fine. And make sure you do that so you can access it on the next step. Okay, make sure you've closed the Windows Snipping Tool and you're back at the Adobe Reader DC. We're going to open the file that you downloaded from Canvas. Go ahead and click the Open File button, and you might have to look for your downloads folder. Mine's right here, so you're going to click the profile.pdf, and that should bring that up in the Reader. Okay, you can, if you want, you can scroll down this document and see what's in it. We'll be going into that later. Right now, we just want to get a screenshot of this. So go ahead and open the Windows Snipping Tool and click New, and just get a good screenshot of the whole thing. And click the Save icon. And you're going to go ahead and save that as lab 1-2 and click the save button, and then go ahead and close the snipping tool. We're now going to go ahead and close this document. Again, more than one way to do that. You can click the X on the tab where it says profile.pdf, or you can go up to the file and click the close file option, which is what I'll do here. Now notice that the file's been closed. It saves it in a list of recently opened files. Also note that if you do want to clear this list on the bottom of the screen, there's a clear recent option that you can select to clear that list. This completes our first lab for our Adobe software. Be sure to complete the quiz that goes with the lecture for this week, and also be sure to turn in the 2 screen captures that you made during this lab.